Well, it's draft season again, so everyone's doing their mock drafts and trying to project who the Cardinals are going to take in the first round and thereafter. So with that in mind, I thought I would do a video similar to one I did last season. What I'm going to do is look at the players I think are going to come off the board before the Cardinals pick at number 23. And by doing that, we'll get a sense of who the players are that should be available when the Cardinals pick. Now, I have to tell you that when I did this video last year, I actually nailed it. I identified all 15 players who would be off the board before the Cardinals picked at number 16. And I also mentioned Zaven Collins on a short list of players the Cardinals probably would consider at pick 16. Now, I don't think I'm going to have a repeat performance of that accuracy. I have to pick 22 players that I think are going to go before the Cardinals select at number 23. And with all the uncertainties about this quarterback class, it's going to make it even harder to pick who those 22 players will be. But I'm going to give it my best shot and try to guess which players will be off the board when it comes time for the Cardinals to make their selection at number 23. This list includes who I consider to be the top prospects in this year's draft class. Now, these first 7 players who I'm going to highlight in red are those players who I think are absolute locks to be gone before the Cardinals select at 23. In fact, I would be surprised if any of these players make it out of the top 10. Now, these 7 players who I'm going to highlight in orange are players who I also feel pretty confident will be gone before the Cardinals pick at number 23. Obviously, it's possible one of them slides, but I would be surprised if any of these players are on the board when the Cardinals pick. Now, I do want to note that there are 2 quarterbacks in this list, Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis. I feel like those are the 2 quarterbacks that are going to go first, but this is not viewed as a great quarterback class, and there's a lot of people who aren't sure who the best quarterback is. So it wouldn't be a complete shock if one of the other quarterbacks is taken instead of one of these 2. But any way you look at it, I do think there's going to be at least 2 quarterbacks taken before the Cardinals pick at 23. This next group of 8 players who I've highlighted in yellow are players who I think will go before the Cardinals pick. My confidence in these 8 is much lower than it is in the players that preceded them. But as I try to round out that 22 players that will be picked before the Cardinals are on the board, these are the players I think are most likely to be selected. So the players remaining on this list are those players I think are potential first round picks who should still be on the board when the Cardinals select at number 23. Now, some of these players are not likely to be options for the Cardinals. It's highly unlikely they're going to take a quarterback in the first round, for example. So the players I've highlighted in blue, middle linebacker Nakobe Dean, quarterback Sam Howell, quarterback Desmond Ridder, and safety Dax Hill, are players I don't think the Cardinals would look to take based on their positions. Now, I know it's an easy joke to make that Steve Keim can't help himself but draft yet another middle linebacker in the first round, but all jokes aside, I would be shocked if he took a middle linebacker this year. So with those names set aside, I'm going to identify the 5 players from the list that remains who I think are the most likely candidates to be selected by the Cardinals at number 23. That list includes wide receiver Chris Olave, guard Kenyon Green, edge rusher Boye Mafe, receiver Treylon Burks, and guard Zion Johnson. These are all outstanding players with lots of upside who fill positions of need for the Cardinals. Now, obviously, they could surprise us all and go in a very different direction, but these are the 5 names in which I feel the most confident as potential picks for the Cardinals. So what do you think of this list? Are there players that you think are going to go before 23 that I missed? Do you think there's players on that list that I identified that you think are going to slide past 23? If this is how the draft unfolds, which of those remaining players would you like to see the Cardinals take? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please do me a favor and click like on this video and subscribe to my channel. I regularly post Arizona Cardinals content, I host live streams every week, and I also have a really active Discord server where we talk Arizona Cardinals content. Check out the link below if you want to join that server. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Cardinal Rule.